All right, folks, make no mistake about it. Kamala Harris' choice of Governor Tim Walz was driven by far-left, progressive Bernie Sanders politics, and that's the subject of tonight's riff. So I stayed up to the early hours of the morning last night, reading online versions in the Wall Street Journal, the New York Times, the Washington Post, about why Kamala Harris chose Governor Tim Walz as her running mate. Know what? I should have gone to bed early. Each account said exactly the same thing. Mainly, Ms. Harris made a so-called gut decision and felt more comfortable with Walz than Shapiro. My response to this awful journalism? Sheer, utter nonsense. Who are they kidding? Kamala Harris chose Tim Walz because he is a card-carrying member of the ultra-liberal, progressive left Bernie Sanders wing of the Democratic Party. That's why she chose him. That's why she can no longer make any claims or various, shall we say, policy conversions that suggest she's really a moderate Democrat. No, she's not. Her positions as a U.S. Senator and presidential candidate and loyal member of the Biden administration are progressive left. By the way, important to give an exemption to the above-mentioned journalistic folderol to the editorial page of the Wall Street Journal, which correctly argued that the Veep was bending to progressive Bernie Sanders-type pressures. Good for the editorial page. And by the way, that same editorial page mentioned Pennsylvania's Governor Shapiro was too pro-Israel and too much support for school vouchers. Those were barriers to his nomination to the Democratic ticket. I would only add to that, Mr. Shapiro favors oil and gas fracking and fossil fuels as governor of a big oil state. National Democrats can't handle that. They can't stand that. Our own William LaJeunesse has just outlined all the Walz left-wing social policies in great detail. Thanks again for that, William. Donald Trump, meanwhile, and J.D. Vance are going to make mincemeat of them over this whole story in Pennsylvania, where David McCormick stands a good chance of winning a U.S. Senate seat from Robert Casey Jr. But I think the biggest problem for this new Harris-Walz ticket is that while economic recession is not yet here, the risks are growing, and they have no growth strategy at all. I'm not ignoring borders are Harris's open border catastrophe. I'm not ignoring the related crime wave. I'm not ignoring the long tail of consumer price increases that have robbed middle-class paychecks and made it impossible to afford the Biden-Harris economy. I'm not ignoring the breakout and mishandling of foreign wars. But mandating an end to fracking, along with carbon taxes, EV mandates, bans on gas-powered cars, killing pipelines, all these measures are job killers, not job creators. Promises to raise taxes by $4 or $5 trillion is a job killer, not a job creator. Massive new spending programs, not just on climate change, but also nationalizing health care and bigger entitlements, plus ignoring the Supreme Court by canceling student debt and maintaining a liberal, anti-business regulatory state. These are all job killers, not job creators. Really, step back for a minute. There's not one whit of a growth policy in any of the Harris-Walz policy plans. And for them, that may well be a job killer, not a job creator. And that is the riff.